Tiffany Stratton fans have every reason to feel a mix of excitement and unease right now. In this breakdown, we're going to dive deep into exactly what they should be concerned about and why this moment in her career is so pivotal. Let's set the stage. Tiffany Stratton is just weeks away from defending the Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. This isn't just another match, it's a colossal showdown. In my view, and in the eyes of many fans, it's the biggest match of her young career to date. WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas this April looms large, and it's a defining moment for Stratton, who has risen meteorically through the ranks of WWE. Every step of her journey has been marked by success, whether it was dominating in NXT or making waves on the main roster. This woman has a knack for finding her way to the top, and she's done it with style. Let's rewind a bit and look at her path. In NXT, Tiffany Stratton captured the NXT Women's Championship, proving she could hang with the best in WWE's developmental brand. She didn't just win, she shone, establishing herself as a force to be reckoned with. Then, on the main roster, she took it to another level. Winning the Money in the Bank briefcase was a statement, and cashing it in on her good friend Nia Jax to claim the Women's Championship cemented her as a top-tier talent. She's a main eventer now, a champion who's carried herself with confidence and charisma. But the road doesn't get easier from here. Enter Charlotte Flair. At the Royal Rumble in January, Flair made her grand return after being sidelined for over a year. The Queen is back, and she's got her sights set on Stratton's title at WrestleMania. This isn't just a match, it's a clash of generations, a test of Stratton's mettle against one of the most decorated women in wrestling history. Now, don't get it twisted, Tiffany Stratton isn't naive. She knows what she's up against. The deck is stacked against her in this feud. Charlotte Flair isn't just another challenger, she's a 14-time world champion, a WrestleMania veteran, and a name synonymous with WWE excellence. Stratton understands that walking into Las Vegas as champion and walking out with the title still around her waist is a tall order. The odds aren't in her favor, and the likelihood of her overcoming Flair might not be realistic. We'll unpack that more in a moment. But first, let's talk about the build-up to this monumental encounter. In the meantime, Stratton's been given a significant boost. She's aligned with Trish Stratus, one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. At the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event, Stratton teamed with Stratus to take down Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. That moment was huge, not just because they won, but because it happened in Toronto, Stratus's hometown. For Stratton, sharing the ring with Trish wasn't just a cool footnote, it was a career-defining opportunity. She got to bask in the glow of Stratus's legacy, to feel the star rub that comes from working with a legend. It was a chance to elevate her own stock, to show the world she belongs in the same conversation as the all-time greats. That's in the rear view now, though. The focus has shifted fully to Charlotte Flair and WrestleMania, and that's where the concerns start to creep in. So, why should Tiffany Stratton fans be worried? As someone who's followed her journey from the NXT 2.0 days to her current reign as champion, I've seen her grow into a phenomenal talent. She's risen to every occasion, seized every opportunity, and turned heads with her in-ring ability and undeniable charisma. But I'm concerned not about the match itself, but about what happens after WrestleMania. The WWE machine has put a lot into building her up. Teaming her with Trish Stratus wasn't an accident, it was a calculated move to boost her credibility, to make her seem like a bigger deal heading into this feud with Flair. They know what we all know, beating Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania is a Herculean task. And there's a real chance Stratton won't walk out with the title. The Trish rub was meant to soften that blow, to keep her star power intact even if she loses. But will it be enough? Here's my first big worry. The storyline and build-up to this match could get lost in the shuffle. WrestleMania is WWE's biggest stage, and with so many moving parts, other matches, celebrity appearances, surprise returns, it's easy for even a high-profile feud like this to fade from fans' minds after the event. The hype around Stratton vs. Flair is electric right now, but if WWE doesn't capitalize on it post-Mania, all that momentum could fizzle out. That's a genuine concern, and it ties into my second worry. Where does Tiffany Stratton go after WrestleMania? Losing the Women's Championship to Charlotte Flair isn't inherently a bad thing. In fact, it could elevate her further. Feuding with and losing to someone of Flair's caliber can still solidify her as a top star. The problem isn't the loss itself, it's what comes next. If WWE doesn't have a plan to keep her relevant, she risks sliding back down the card, becoming just another name on the roster instead of the main event player she's worked so hard to become. Let's be clear, Tiffany Stratton facing Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania is a golden opportunity. It's not a bad thing that she's in this spot, even if she's likely to drop the title. Her alliance with Trish Stratus has given her a boost in star power, and working with Flair, win or lose, will only add to her credibility. The issue is execution. How does WWE capitalize on the rub from Stratus? How do they leverage the star power Stratton gains from this feud with Flair? It's all about the booking, and that's where the real challenge lies. WWE has to make every moment count, not just in the lead up to WrestleMania, but in the aftermath. They need to ensure Stratton doesn't get lost in the mix once the dust settles in Las Vegas. Look at Liv Morgan as an example. When Morgan lost the Women's World Championship to Rhea Ripley, WWE didn't let her fade away. They pivoted her into a tag team with Raquel Rodriguez, booked them as Women's Tag Team Champions, and kept her in the spotlight. Morgan stayed a pillar of the women's division, feuding with top talent and maintaining a prominent role on television. That's the blueprint I want to see for Tiffany Stratton. Losing the title doesn't have to derail her, it can be a stepping stone to something bigger, as long as WWE commits to keeping her in the conversation. But there's a flip side. If the creative team drops the ball, Stratton could end up as a sidekick or an afterthought, relegated to mid-card purgatory despite her obvious talent. That's a real possibility, and it's something that keeps me up at night as a fan of her work. Tiffany Stratton is too good to let that happen. She's got the look, the skills, and the charisma to be a cornerstone of WWE for years to come. But talent alone isn't enough, booking matters. Bad creative can sink even the brightest stars, and that's a universal truth in professional wrestling. No matter how great your promos are, how crisp your in-ring work is, or how over you are with the crowd, you can't overcome a lack of direction. Stratton's facing that risk right now. She's heading into the biggest match of her career, and while she's poised to shine, what happens afterward is out of her hands. It's up to WWE, Triple H, and the creative team to see the potential in her and act on it. Do I have faith they'll get it right? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm hopeful. I want to believe WWE recognizes what they have in Tiffany Stratton and will keep her momentum going post-Mania. They've got time to build this feud with Flair into something unforgettable, to give it the weight it deserves. They can use the Trish Stratus alliance and the WrestleMania spotlight to solidify Stratton as a top star, even if she doesn't leave Las Vegas with the title. But hope isn't certainty. I've seen too many talented wrestlers fall victim to poor booking to be blindly optimistic. The WWE landscape is crowded, and with so many stars vying for attention, it's easy for someone like Stratton to slip through the cracks if the follow-through isn't there. That said, there's a silver lining to this uncertainty. Sometimes, when the pressure's on and the stakes are high, that's when the best comes out. Stratton's back is against the wall heading into WrestleMania, and if WWE feels that same pressure, we might see some of their most inspired booking yet. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping they see the light and do right by Tiffany Stratton, not just for her sake, but for the fans who've watched her climb the ladder and want to see her stay at the top. Time will tell. The weeks leading up to WrestleMania will set the tone, and the months that follow will write the story. Will they get it right, or will they let her down? We'll find out soon enough. But for now, it's okay to be a little concerned. That worry might just be the spark that pushes everyone, Stratton, WWE, and the fans, to demand the best.